I got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. I think Oprah, when I saw her do it as a little girl, was a push. However, had I not seen Oprah, my dreams would have still been my dreams.
A raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple.
See, when I saw Taraji broken on those platforms, it was painful to watch.
It appears that Monique is stirring up some serious controversy, taking aim at both Oprah and Taraji P. Henson with no holds barred. Her recent comments have sparked a firestorm, particularly directed at Taraji, whom she accuses of coming to Oprah's defense. Monique doesn't hold back, alleging that Oprah's treatment of her and other actresses during the filming of The Color Purple was unfair and underpaid. Yet her critique doesn't stop there. She takes aim at Taraji, suggesting that her allegiance to Oprah has come at the cost of her own integrity. According to Monique, Taraji's efforts to shield Oprah have ultimately tarnished her own reputation in the process. But what's the tea about all these issues going on lately regarding Monique slamming Taraji for defending Oprah? Are any of these true, or are they just mere rumors? Well, better stick around to find out. But of course, before we go any further, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Now let's get going.
Space, because how many big black women are on TV even now?
Correct.
So back then, you didn't see any big black women on TV that was doing it.
Negatively. Don't care who they are.
So, as y'all can see, Monique and Taraji both went through the same exact thing. However, Taraji...
You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Or have to. The math ain't mathing.
Monique's long-standing feud with Oprah is no secret, and she didn't hold back in her recent scathing remarks aimed at Taraji for seemingly defending Oprah despite her alleged mistreatment of black women over the years. Monique brought the heat, armed with compelling evidence to support her claims. Now, enter Shannon Sharpe, evidently on a mission to stir up as much chaos as possible this year. His latest interview with Monique is nothing short of tumultuous. Still reeling from his earlier interview with Cat Williams, which spilled Hollywood's hottest secrets, we were unprepared for the level of messiness Monique brought to the table. Just when we thought things couldn't possibly get any messier, Monique stepped into the fray and chaos ensued in the group chat.
This ain't the right money. This ain't the right amount. Wait a minute. If they got this, why am I getting this? Then you start putting the pieces together and you start saying, it's not right and I'm going to speak up.
Few individuals in Hollywood harbor as much animosity toward the industry as Kat and Monique do, and their grievances are understandable given the treatment they've received. Monique's rift with the industry escalated after her fallout with Oprah back in 2009. It all stemmed from the movie Precious, produced by Oprah and Tyler Perry, in which Monique starred. Despite completing her contractual obligations, Monique found herself embroiled in controversy when Oprah and Tyler decided to embark on a press tour. Initially hesitant to leave her family, Monique eventually agreed to participate. However, tensions mounted when Oprah revealed that Monique wouldn't be compensated for her involvement and would have to cover all travel expenses herself. This was a bitter pill to swallow for Monique, who had already been severely underpaid for her role, with reports indicating she received a mere $50,000, a stark contrast to the significant contributions she made to the film's success.
See, when I saw Taraji broken on those platforms, it was painful to watch.
Monique's compensation for her role in Precious was significantly undercut by various deductions, leaving her with only a fraction of what she deserved. Despite this, when she declined to bear the financial burden of the press tour, Oprah allegedly retaliated by effectively blacklisting her within the industry. Despite Monique's impressive accolades, including an Oscar win for her performance, she found herself marginalized and ostracized by Hollywood. Although she vocally protested against Oprah's mistreatment and underpayment, her cries fell on deaf ears, lacking support from her peers in the industry.
However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique Show. And she said, you know, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes.
Fast forward to 2023, and Taraji P. Henson's public outcry against Oprah echoed Monique's previous grievances, highlighting the ongoing issue of underpayment for black actresses in Hollywood. Unlike Monique, Taraji received widespread sympathy and condemnation for Oprah's actions. During her candid interview with Shannon Sharpe, Monique revisited the issue and disclosed a past conversation with Taraji about the systemic underpayment of black women in the industry. However, Taraji appeared disinterested in engaging in the conversation at the time, leaving Monique to continue her lone crusade for recognition and fair treatment. Monique's frustration was palpable as she lamented her ongoing struggle for acknowledgement in advocating for equitable treatment. She criticized Taraji for seemingly turning a blind eye to Oprah's mistreatment, despite experiencing similar injustices herself. Monique's revelations hinted at lingering tensions between Oprah and Taraji, further evidenced by fans' observations of awkwardness between them at a publicity event for the movie. This contentious dynamic underscored the complexities and challenges faced by black women in navigating Hollywood's power structures and the repercussions of speaking out against industry giants like Oprah.
You had difficult demands.
I want to address it for the order that it went in. And when Mr. Daniels say I had these demands, it shocked me because I was saying to the screen, Don, please ask him what the demands were.
Monique's assertions regarding Oprah's motives extended beyond merely reprimanding Taraji. They painted a broader picture of the power dynamics within Hollywood. Monique suggested that Oprah's actions were not only intended to chastise Taraji, but also to send a chilling message to other actresses, reminding them of the repercussions of challenging her authority. Central to Monique's argument was a specific social media post penned by Taraji, which she dubbed the love letter. In this post, Taraji's praise for Oprah bordered on beyond worship, as she extolled Oprah's role as a guiding light for women of color in the industry. Highlighting the significance of solidarity and representation, Taraji's words seemed to align closely with Oprah's narrative. However, Monique interpreted this public display of allegiance as potentially coerced or influenced by the power dynamics at play. In Monique's eyes, Taraji's post served not only to praise Oprah, but also to reaffirm her position of influence and dominance within the industry. This, according to Monique, underscored the inherent risks associated with opposing Oprah, further cementing her reputation as an untouchable force within Hollywood.
I simply said I respectfully decline. Because if you can remember at the time, there was a talk show called The Monique Show. I was doing a comedy tour. I was actually in the award season of the awards, and I'm also a wife, and I'm a mom.
It was as clear as day, even to Stevie Wonder, that Taraji's post was motivated by sheer apprehension rather than genuine admiration, as she purported. Monique, fueled by her momentum, didn't pull any punches, extending her critique to Taraji's handling of the situation. She lambasted Taraji for allowing Oprah to disrespect her by first selecting her for the role and then subjecting her to an audition, a move Monique saw as a calculated power play on Oprah's part, to which Taraji unwittingly succumbed. For those unfamiliar with the intricacies of Hollywood dynamics, while it's customary for actors to audition for roles, it's highly irregular for them to do so after being handpicked. Being handpicked implies a level of confidence from the producer in the actor's ability to excel in the role without the need for an audition. This privilege is typically reserved for top-tier artists with proven track records of excellence. By insisting on an audition, despite handpicking Taraji, Oprah effectively asserted her dominance, sending a clear message that despite Taraji's talent, Oprah retained the upper hand in their professional relationship.
I shared with her, we were in a really bad place. I shared with her, I was hurt and, trying to figure this thing out. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm gonna have your mother, I would have said.
Monique further argued that Taraji's compliance with this unequal treatment not only undermined her own standing, but also had a detrimental ripple effect for her fellow actresses on the show. By acquiescing to Oprah's demands, Taraji inadvertently set a precedent that normalized mistreatment, indirectly exposing her colleagues to similar indignities. In Monique's eyes, Taraji's actions, though perhaps well-intentioned, ultimately facilitated a culture of exploitation and inequality within the industry, perpetuating a cycle of mistreatment that affects all involved. Indeed, Monique's arguments hit the mark squarely, shedding light on the intricate web of dynamics at play within Hollywood. Taraji's decision to align herself with Oprah, despite the potential consequences, ultimately backfired when Oprah distanced herself from the controversy, leaving Taraji to fend for herself. Monique aptly pointed out the ripple effects of Taraji's actions, which not only jeopardized her own standing, but also exposed her fellow actresses to mistreatment. The behind-the-scenes reality of the film's production painted a grim picture of exploitation and neglect. From lack of transportation to the set and inadequate meal provisions to the absence of individual dressing rooms, the cast endured unacceptable working conditions. Monique's Revelations added a poignant layer to the narrative, highlighting the stark disparity between the glamorous facade of Hollywood and the harsh realities faced by its performers.
You're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud. That's not what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say the studio. We say the producers. How dare you actually say out
What's particularly disheartening is the shift in narrative, which has seen the focus transition from the systemic underpayment of black actresses to painting Taraji as unprofessional and scapegoating her for the movie's perceived failure. Monique's timing in bringing these issues to light underscores the importance of challenging prevailing narratives and holding industry power players accountable for their actions. Through her outspoken advocacy, Monique seeks to rectify the imbalance of power and ensure that the voices of marginalized performers are heard and respected in an industry that often prioritizes profit over people.
You had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies, nobody is believing.
Fans are unequivocally rallying behind Monique, expressing sentiments like, "I have a love for both Monique and Taraji," but Mo's straightforwardness, refusal to shy away from naming names, and absence of tears in addressing her treatment speak volumes. Yet she received little to no support, a stark reminder that assertive black women are often unfairly labeled as angry. Monique unleashing a scathing critique of Oprah, exposing her actions as potentially driven by ratings rather than genuine concern. The revelation prompts a reassessment of the authenticity of Oprah's public persona, leaving many questioning her sincerity and trustworthiness. Moreover, Taraji's silence during Monique's ordeal contrasts sharply with her current call for solidarity, prompting scrutiny of her selective advocacy. It's a stark reminder of the inconsistency in rallying behind black women in need. The bottom line, it's hard to summon sympathy for Taraji when her actions suggest a failure to reciprocate support when it mattered most. Selective empathy simply doesn't cut it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.